Hello and welcome back. So another feature which we also want to have in our Express application is to allow users to update their details. So just like password update, only a logged in user can update his other details like his first name and last name, gender, address, etc. So in the future, we are also going to add some more fields in the user schema to get as much detail of the user as possible. For example, the user can add his bio, his primary contact details, etc. And whenever the user wants, he should be able to update his own personal information. And for that, the user first needs to log into the application. And once the user is logged in, he should be able to update his profile. He should be able to update his own details. So let's go ahead and let's implement this functionality. Let's go to VS Code and let me close these files for now. I'll keep this user router.js open. And let's go to user controller.js, and there we are going to create another route handler function. And for that, on the exports object, we are going to create a function, and let's call it as update me, because here the logged in user is going to update his own details. He's not going to update the detail of any other user. So that's why I'm calling it as update me. And only a logged in user should be able to update his details. Okay, and again, this functionality is not related to authentication. It is user specific. That's why I'm creating it in user controller.js file. And here, first of all, I'll use this catch async function. And to that, I'm going to pass an async function, which is going to be a middleware function. And this middleware function, it is going to receive the request object, the response object, and the next parameter. So for now, let me save the changes here. Let's go to user router.js, and there, just like how we have this update password route, in the same way, I'm going to create another route. I'm simply going to call it as slash update me. Okay. And again, this is going to be a patch request. So here we are going to handle a patch request because we want to update a resource. And here, when a patch request will come to this endpoint, first we are going to verify if the user who is making this request, if he's an authenticated user or not. Only if the user is an authenticated user, if he's a logged in user, then only we are going to call the middleware function, and the middleware function name is update me. So only an authenticated user should be able to update his profile. Let's save the changes and let's go back to user controller.js. Now remember that this route will be used to update the details of the user like his first name, last name, maybe his gender or his primary contact details, etc. But using this route, the user should not be able to update his password because for that we have already defined another route which is responsible for updating the password of the user. So if the user wants to change his password, he can make a request to this route. But if he don't want to change his password, if he wants to change other details, then he need to make a patch request to this route. So inside this, the first thing which we are going to do is we are going to check if the request body contains the password or confirm password. If the request body contains password or if it contains confirm password field, in that case, we don't want to proceed further inside this route handler function, and we are going to simply send a response to the client asking to use the update password route to change the password. So here I'm going to check if request.body contains the password field or request body contains the confirm password field. If any of these two fields are present in the request body, I'm going to create a custom error. And here in the error message, I'll simply say use update password to change your password. Okay. And here the status code is going to be 400, which stands for bad request. And let's go ahead and let's call the global error handling middleware by calling the next function and passing the error object to that next function. And we're also going to return from here. So this check is done. The next thing which we are going to do is we are going to update the user detail. So we are only going to check if the request body contains password or confirm password. In that case, we are asking user to use this update password functionality. Otherwise, we will proceed with the updating of the user detail. Now, when we are going to update the user detail, we are not going to update all the fields. So we are not going to allow user to update their email, or we also have roles field for the user. So if you see, a user also has a role. So the user should not be able to update his role as well. And there might be other fields which we don't want to allow user to update. In my case, email is going to be unique, and since it is going to be used for authentication, I don't want to allow the user to change his email. For the password, we already have a different endpoint to change the password. And once a role is set for the user himself cannot change his role. Otherwise, the user can also set himself as an admin or a super admin. So we are not going to allow user to change his role. So the other fields which is left here is first name, last name, and photo. So these three fields the user should be able to update. And as I said, in the future, we might add some more fields for this user schema. So those fields also the user should be able to update. So what I'm going to do is, for now, I'm going to create a variable and I'm going to call it as user details to update. And in this object, I'm going to have the first name. Okay, so if we have a first name, if the user wants to update his first name, in that case, in the request body, we will have first name property. So to this first name, I'm going to I'm going to assign request.body.first name. But if the first name is not present in the request body, then this first name should be the current value, which we can get from user object. So I can say user.first name. And let me copy this line. And here we should not have a semicolon. We should have a comma. And in the same way, I'm also going to update the last name. So only if the last name is present in the request body, then we are going to update the last name with the value which we have received for the last name in the request body. Otherwise, if the last name is not present in the request body, we want to set this last name with user.lastname. Okay. And for now, I'm only going to allow updating these two fields. Photo we will see later. Currently, we cannot test it. That's why I'm not adding it here. And finally, we are going to update the user in the database or save the change data in DB. And for that, on the user model, I'm going to use find by ID and update method. To this, first we need to specify the filter criteria, basically the ID here through which we want to find the user. And to get the ID of the user whom we want to find, on the request object, we have the user property, and from there we are going to get the ID of the user. Then as the second argument, we need to specify the object with which we want to update the document. So here I want to update the document with this object. In this object, I have two properties, first name and last name, and that's what I want to update in the document. Okay. And finally, I also want to run the validators when the update operation will happen. So here I'm going to specify few options. First option will be run validators. I'm going to set it to true. And also this find by ID and update method, once the document is updated, it is going to return us an object. So by default, it will return us the object before save. But here what I want is, I want to get the updated object. So for that, we are going to set this new to true. And also this function is going to run asynchronously. So let's use the await keyword here. And it is going to return us the updated user object. So let's go ahead and let's store it in a variable. And let's simply call it as updated user. Okay. So here we are saving the document, the updated document in the database. Finally, let's go ahead and let's send the response. So for that, on the response object, first I'll set the status. Status is going to be 200. Then let's send a JSON response. In the JSON response, again, the status property is going to be success, and I want to specify the data property, and in there, I'm going to send the updated user detail in the response. Okay, so once the user is updated, we might also want to show the updated details in the UI or in the client, right? So here I'm also going to send the updated user detail in the response. So here for that, I'm going to create a user object, and to that, I'm going to assign this updated user. And with this, the implementation of update me route should also be complete. Let's go ahead and let's test it. So let's go to Postman. Let me close these requests for now. Okay, let's open a new tab, and here I want to make a patch request, and I want to make a patch request to update me route. Okay, and here also only an authenticated user should be able to access this route. So here I'm going to add the bearer token, and let's go to request body. There I want to set the first name. Okay, and I want to set the first name. So currently logged in user is Mark Watt. So for this user, I want to set only the first name. So I want to set it to, let's say, Mark J. Okay, and I don't want to set any other field. But let's say here I also specify the confirm password. So here we have added a validation in our logic that if the request body contains password or confirm password field, then in that case we are going to get an error response. Here let me select JSON, and if I send this request, let's see what happens. So you see here we have received this 400 bad request response, which says that the use update password to change your password. Here I have specified confirm password field. If I also specify password field, we should get the same response. Okay, we are getting the same response. But if I don't specify the password field, and if I try to send the request, since an authenticated user is making this request, we have added the JSON web token of the logged in user with the request. That means an authenticated user is making this request. So in this case, if I send this request, okay, it says user is not defined. So somewhere we have an error. Okay, yes, here we do not have the user, but we do have a user property on the request object, right? So on the request object, we have a user property which is storing the details of the currently logged in user. So here it should be request.user.firstname and request.user.lastname. Let's save the changes. Let's see now if it works. And here it says first name can only contain letters, because here we also have a space. That's why we have this error. So let me just say Mark J without any space. Let's send the request. And now we have received a success response. And the name, the first name of the user has changed to Mark J. And in the database also, if we refresh the collection, so this is the user. Currently the name is Mark. If I refresh the collection, now you will see that the name has changed to Mark J. In the same way, I should also be able to update the last name. So let's try to update the last name to, let's say, VJ, something like this. Let's send the request. We have received a success response, and you will see that the last name is VJ now. And in the database, if I refresh the collection, there also last name is VJ. But if I try to change any other field like role, so currently the role of this user is user. So this user is a normal user. Now let me go ahead and let me try to change the role also. So here I'll specify first name, and I'm going to change it back to Mark. And let me copy this line. Let's also specify last name. Again, let's change it back to what. And let's also specify role. And let's say this user tries to make himself an admin. He wants to change his role to admin, but this should not be allowed. So even if I'm specifying this role property here and specifying a value, if I send the request, only the first name and last name of the user will be changed. But you will see that the role is still user. It has not changed to admin. In the database also, if I refresh the collection, you will see that the role has not changed. The first name and last name has changed, but the role has not changed. So currently from this route, we are only allowing to update first name and last name. But in future, when we will add some more fields for the user model, there we will also add those fields inside this object. So those fields will also be updatable. But for now, we are only going to go with first name and last name. All right, so this is all I wanted to cover in this lecture. If you have any questions from this lecture, then feel free to ask it. Thank you for listening and have a great day.